So I've played Starfield for close to 60 hours at this point. And I did a review for my 20-hour mark playing Starfield, and I figured this would be a lovely time to update my thoughts on how much I like the game. I'm doing this because I've heard that from other YouTubers that there's a certain point in Starfield where it's boring, it sucks, it's lame, and then after a certain point it gets super good and interesting, so I figured I'd do my service and document every milestone I hit playing this game and record some thoughts on how I'm feeling about it, what's going on, how much I like it and how much I don't like it, the things I do and don't like. I want to answer the question, should you buy Starfield after I've played 60 hours of it? I'm going to answer that question for you. So guess what? I bought the game already, so you don't have to, or you have to, and you should listen to me. I don't know. It's up to you, whatever you feel like doing. There's a lot of things after 60 hours that I've learned to enjoy and appreciate. And the first one of those things is the quests. The quests 60 hours into this game are amazing. There's so many cool things that I've done and been sent off to go do. It's like a huge sandbox of just amazing things.
Yeah! Who won the lottery? I did!
The faction quest lines, I've started both of them now. The UAC and the Freestart Collective. The UAC one was so interesting. There was so much drama and world-changing events that happened during that quest line. I'm just shocked at what they accomplished this time around. The storyline of that quest was impressive. The world-changing events that happened during that quest were awesome. The twists and turns that it goes down were awesome, and the gameplay was awesome. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It almost felt like a Call of Duty campaign. You know, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, where you have the betrayal of Captain Shepard and how much he puts you through. It had a lot of that energy in the best way.
I know you understand.
The Freestart Collective questline, I haven't finished it yet, but I've started it, and what I have played, it's awesome. It feels like something straight out of Red Dead Redemption, except in space. Which, I don't know about you, but like those are two things that got mushed together that I've always wanted mushed together. I've always wanted to be a cowboy in space. You can watch my Randy Reload videos, and you can very much see the cowboy in me that I'm emitting in those videos.
What's up, idiot?
Enjoy if you can enjoy those.
So goes the other story of Randy Reload. I was blown up in a freaking star battle, piece of shit.
Yeah, the faction quest lines have been great, and there's a lot of miscellaneous quests that you can do and pick up, and activities you can do and pick up, and all of those are I don't even know how to describe them. There's just so many of them. It's overwhelming almost. If I went to a new location or a new planet, odds are I'm picking up like 5 quests just to finish the one quest I was sent there to go do on that planet. It's amazing and overwhelming and awesome, and they'll just keep showing up. And that's kind of like one of the biggest parts I enjoy about this game, is that there's never nothing to do. I would finish something and then look at my little quest list and decide that, oh, I want to do that thing now, and I'd go do that and then get sidetracked doing something else. It's a game about getting sidetracked about quests and never finishing any of them, because you're always running off to new and better quest lines. So enjoy that. I did. I have been. Wow. The next thing is the gameplay. It has only gotten better since playing it this long. It's just only improved over 60 hours. The guns, there's just new ones all the time, and they all have new perks and new attachments, and I've slowly started getting better at attaching new parts to guns, so each gun feels different every hour that I play this game, because I do something new to it or pick up something new, and that's excellent. Some of the gameplay examples that I can give you that are just exhilarating and adrenaline pumping and awesome, to make you feel like a little cowboy in space or an astronaut in space doing amazing things. There's this one time where I boarded an enemy ship, and I'm guessing that I had shot down their gravity systems, because when I boarded the ship, I was in a jetpack mode, so I was flying around and shooting these enemies on the ship. Whenever I shot, my guy would levitate backwards and be pushed backwards because there was no gravity and the gun had kickback. And I don't know, that just made it so disorienting and so fun and so cool. And when you board ships, usually there's gravity on them and you're stuck to the floor, but occasionally you have gameplay like this where there's no gravity and you're in a gunfight and grenades hurl like rockets at the enemy.
Absolute piss, missile, swamp, donkey, shot dinner.
I don't know, it's just interesting always. There's always interesting things and changes and new things to experience in this game, and I just want to say that I enjoy the gameplay, and I hope you do too. It's not like old school Fallout 3 where when you're shooting a gun, some of the bullets just don't land for no reason. The gameplay feels smooth and kinetic and awesome, and all the weird factors that they introduce from planet to planet or location to location just make it that much more interesting and give you a bigger grab bag of problems and situations to deal with. That zero gravity example is just one example of chaos that can happen. Another thing that kind of popped up with the gameplay that I didn't see coming was that there's like a whole new menu. I'm trying to avoid spoilers here. So there's a new menu that showed up, like, I'm guessing 40 hours into my gameplay, and this added a whole new system of things that my character could do, and I didn't know that was coming, and I didn't know that it was going to be so expansive and robust, but it is. So, you know, 60 hours later, I have a new weapon set or a new tool that I can use in combat that changes things even more. So there is never a lack of variety in the gameplay, and there's always something interesting happening there. The world size, this game is so big, and I know I've just gloated and shown off and expressed excitement about everything being so awesome all the time, but I just want to express again that after 60 hours, I've barely touched the world. There is still star systems that I can't go to because they have the little red star, and I think that means that I'm under-leveled for it or unable to go there. I'm not sure, but I haven't had a reason to go there yet. And that's like 75% of the world space that I haven't gone to yet because I just haven't had time or the ability to. I can only imagine what the game's gonna feel like once I get over to that other side of the world. Like, even 50% of the world, when I get to that part, is just exciting to get to. And I don't even know, man, like the 25% I have access to right now, it's just so robust and so filled, and there's so much to do constantly. Like I said with the quests, the world design is just incredible and massive, and the scale is so impressive. And I know that everyone's talking about everything being like randomly generated and garbage, and some of it is, and it is garbage, but the thing is that the parts that were touched by hand, they're so expansive and filled out that, like, it's hardly a complaint. Hardly. But we'll talk about that later. For now, I just want to talk about how amazing all the settlements and the cities and stuff I've gone to so far are. And some of note that I can bring up are like Aquila City. It's a little cowboy city where the Freestar Collective lives. That city is just a completely different vibe. There's like Western music playing all the time and cowboy-like things happening and cowboy problems happening on this space world. And that's just been such a change of pace. A couple others. There's another one. I'm not going to mention too much about specifics here, but it's like a gambling Las Vegas kind of city where everything is very, like, I don't know, kind of dirty, I guess. It feels almost cyberpunk-like. There's just huge cities and buildings, and everything's so crowded, and everything's bathed in neon light, and everything's crooked. Like, everyone's a little bit, breaking the law in just a little way or in a big way. I don't know. It's depending on who you're talking to. I guess what I want to say is that the world design is not lacking here. There is... Oh my god. My blood sugar is going low. Okay, one sec. So yeah, 60 hours into this, the world is not slowed down in size. It is only grown bigger. And as I keep upgrading my ship and getting more powerful, it's probably just going to keep expanding. So that's a huge positive for scale and things to do, and I don't know, keeping me interested. It's just so fascinating to explore everywhere. It's awesome. So 60 hours later, all these things are still awesome. I think I've mentioned some of them in my first review, but they still hold up. 60 hours later, there's still so much to do, and I love it all, and it's awesome. But that also brings me to some of the things I didn't enjoy and I don't enjoy. I think I've mentioned some of these in my first review as well, but 60 hours later, here I am still hating on them. They still suck. Ugh. Number 1, ship travel. That shit is the worst, and it still is. 60 hours of clicking menus and going places definitely doesn't make you feel like a liberated cowboy space traveler extraordinaire. It feels like I am clicking menu items and going places with a map, and it doesn't feel cool at all. I'm sure you've heard about this. I'm sure you've noticed it in my first review, but yeah, opening a menu to go to a new planet doesn't really feel like you're going to a new planet. It feels like you're opening a menu, and it just takes away all of the pace of surviving a space battle to go to your next system. It takes away the feeling of freedom you get from a normal Bethesda game when you're traveling around, you stumble upon something. It just sucks. It's the worst. And I said that in my first 20-hour review, your main way of traveling is the worst. And I'm saying it in my 60-hour review. 60 hours later, this still is one of my least favorite parts of the whole game. I'm just hoping and holding out that modders, you guys fix this shit. It needs to be fixed. It needs some work. I really like how No Man's Sky handled space travel and boarding and leaving planets. I would love if Starfield had the same vibe with all the expansive world that has been designed in this game and created in this game. Yeah, please fix it, modders. Hello, you guys could do this. I believe in you. Somebody out there knows how to do that, I'm sure. Not me. I called it. I said it first. It's not me. I don't know how to do any of that stuff, so it's all you, brother. Okay, so now let's move on to the world size that I just loved and was gloating about. Let's talk about the downfall of it, the thing I didn't like about it. Surface exploration when you land on a planet that doesn't have a city or any quests is freaking awful. It's so boring and terrible, and moving around is so slow, and I dislike it. And I can predict every single time when I go onto a planet what I'm gonna get. Some of the dungeons feel the exact same as other ones, like when you stumble on a frozen planet and you land on a biological science center again, and you have to navigate the frozen doors and blow them up again for the 100th time. Those are lame, and I often don't do them now. I know what I'm gonna get when I go in there, and I don't do it unless the quest makes me go in there. It sucks. It's so boring. And scanning things, you have to scan like 1,000 of the exact same animal to make it work. I think there's a perk that buffs that, but I don't have that perk, so I should probably get that. Maybe? I don't know. I don't want to do this anymore, so I don't even want to scan to get that perk built up. It's just boring. Okay, I get it. Oh my god. Blood sugar. Chill the F out, blood sugar. Oh my god. So yeah, that sucks. And I have a list over here on my computer. I'm reading off of the 60 hours of gameplay things that I hate. And these are the only two. I have a whole list. There's 2 things I dislike in this game, and those are the 2 of them. You're welcome. You heard them. The exploring boring barren planets sucks, and traveling space sucks. Everything else is great. I love this game, and I'm 60 hours into it, and it feels like there's hundreds of hours waiting for me. So to answer the question from the beginning, should you buy Starfield? I think yes. I'm going to lean on yes, you should, because there is just so much to like and appreciate about this game. I feel confident recommending it now after 60 hours. It's slow. At the beginning, it feels slow, and some of the cities, like the neon bathed one I explained, it feels draining to go through, but that's one city out of like a million of them. There's so many cool things to discover that aren't that one, you know? And also with the exploration, there's so many other places that have things on them that you could just keep busy with and just not do that. I do it because I want to try everything out, and I'm just obsessed. I probably have OCD in some way. I have to finish all the quests that are listed on my quest list that are constantly growing. There's so many quests to do, and I do all of them. You don't have to, so you just avoid that. Not me. Damn it. So yes, 60 hours in, I say that I love this game, and I can recommend it because of the quests, the gameplay, the ship battles. They're awesome. The new menu of things you can do with your character that I didn't know was going to pop up. The world size. Those are all great things. And you can do those things if you buy the game. So do it. You freaking nerd. God. Okay, so I'll probably see you in, I don't know, 100 hours. When should I do another one of these videos? Do you really want to hear me just fangirl about the game again? Yeah, you do, you freaking nerd. Okay, so remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, you freaking ding-dong. My ship's gonna blow up. I probably need ship parts, and I can only afford those if you hit the notification bell really hard. And if you don't... Okay, bye.